That's where we came from, and we're on a mooring in the Menai Straits, and I'm going to tell you the story of how we got here and the little escapade I had. Menai Straits, very beautiful area, very beautiful. It's very pleasant out here in the Menai Straits, and what happened was they put me at the boat in, and I just had to get on, and the first thing I had to do was drive the boat backwards. And I'd never started the engines on the water before, so the first thing I did was I tried the electric motor, and it was like there's no sound. You couldn't hear anything whether it was doing anything or not, and so I thought, well, better get the other one going. So I started, the other one started, so I went out on the two-stroke, and yeah, it went a bit rough at first, and I don't know what it was, maybe between gas and kerosene, you know, like switching between these two fuels. It's a bit, you know, if you fill it up with kerosene by accident and then you try to start it, you're not going to start the engine, you know. It's like sort of these issues. You've got to make sure you start it on petrol and somehow finish it off so it's got petrol in the carburetor when you're ready to start it. It's a little bit of jiggery pokey trying to sort that out. But anyway, once the engine got running on kerosene, because I was a bit worried about whether it would run on kerosene. We got running on kerosene. It was really good. Quite a lot of motoring around here before I decided to put the sail up. Because I wanted to see if it would conk out, you know, or like it would just get stronger. And it felt really good. It felt like it was going to go forever, never giving up. So then I thought, well, I can try the electric engine. So there was a pole over there, so I could see, you know, how I could sail around the motor on the electric engine around this pole, some into the wind, some with the wind, with the current, against the current, so on, to see how this, if it could do it, you know. And so I didn't want to turn the outboard off, so I just took it out of gear and let it idle. It idled all right, so that was a good sign. And so I put the little engine, little electric engine on, and it did good. You know, it could do like 2.5 knots. Flat out, and you know, went up against the wind and down round the pole. Well, this is okay, but you don't know how much battery you've got. And so I thought, well, the next thing to do is to put the sails up. So I thought, well, I'll just put the head sail up and see how we get on with that. Normally I put both sails up, but you know, just a bit lazy really. And so I put the head sail up, and there wasn't much wind, and I went out towards Puffin Island, that way, Belmaris was called. And the further I got out, the stronger the wind got. At the end it was about 15 knots, and it was too much for the head sail. The head sail was pulling too strong, and you couldn't like tack with just the head sail, because not very well, because you know, it's like unbalanced the boat. You can't go round the tack. So that was a bit frightening, that, so I kind of didn't know what I was going to do, and I was messing around with the engine and I thought, well, I'll start the engine and get out of here, and I was messing with the engine, and then the boat somehow sorted itself out, jibed on the head sail or something, and then we were going back the right way, so it was better at sorting itself out than I was attacking. So we came all the way back down, and I thought, well, and it was too strong, you know, I'd had enough. At this point I wanted to get everything ship shape and, you know, sort out the issues, so on. So I thought, well, I'll start the motor. And the start, you know, like, it's one of the difficult things. You can't hear very well, and you can't hear, and I couldn't tell whether it needed choke or whether it was too much choke, or, you know, like whether to give it revs or no revs. I tried all sorts of combinations of this. Of course, what I'm doing wrong is making it worse for what I'm doing right, and so on. So there's method in this, you know, because the universe wants me to find out whether this electric engine can do the job. And so now I've got no motor, I'm out of the wind, and the current's taking me down towards the bridge over there. And I think, well, there's some moorings over here. Let me see if I can pick up the mooring. So, the first mooring I saw, I thought, yeah, I had the electric engine going. It was going good on the electric engine, you know. Just nicely, I thought, oh, I won't take it far. So, but I made a mistake because I should have approached it. I thought I'll approach it with the current just in case the electric engine can't deal with the current. So, but I went with the current, and it's too difficult, going past too fast, and so it was like a foot away from my hand. I've got no hook to hook it out, so I've got to be completely accurate and get it so I can grab it with my hand. And so I missed it. And then I came into the shower, I thought, well, and it looked like I was getting into trouble. So I thought, well, I better chuck the anchor down. Because it wasn't, you can anchor here. I thought, well, if I chuck the anchor down, at least I'm not going anywhere. So I chucked the anchor down. All these this all new systems, you know, I haven't used the anchor windlass or anything yet. And so anyway, the anchor goes down, and I let out quite a bit of chain. Think, yeah, that'll be all right. And I settle on the anchor and I look at where I am. So hang on a minute. Am I in the anchorage, or am I too close to the shore? And I go and have a look, and I'm like, it's right off. It's going to dry out here probably where I was. Will just be enough. So I got a bit panicky, and I pulled the anchor up. So anyway, I got the anchor up. I had to, while I'm getting the anchor up, because as soon as the anchor's up, the boat's drifting into the shore, into these other boats, and so I started the electric engine just towards the end of pulling the anchor, so it kind of held it a little bit, and got back up the front, finished off the anchor, and then I was on the electric engine, and it was okay. You know, I was able to come back, turn the boat around, got back to the same buoy that I missed, and approached that buoy from downstream. So I could do it nice and slowly, picked up the dinghy available, because if anything goes wrong with that engine there, you can't really get at it from inside. Take the cover off, take the spark off, you need to be able to get the dinghy. It's easy in the dinghy needs to be blown up, doesn't it? So that's my next kind of job, probably in the morning. I'll get the dinghy blown up and have a mess around with that, and get that attached to the boat so we can learn how to deal with that. So there's a lot of learning with things, and the steering was very good. I was quite surprised at how good the steering was. You can disconnect the steering, or you can just use the tiller. The tiller's nice, you know. It's hard to beat the tiller, but if you're motoring along, the steering wheel's great with the motor, you know, and because you can face forward. Also with sailing, you can face forward and, you know, be around the cabin there and be out in shelter. You can be sheltered out of the wind, and it doesn't feel so boisterous. Okay, so that's a little bit of a rundown. We've got our boat in the water. We've tested a few of the systems. We've learnt what works and what doesn't work. We've practiced starting our engine. Hopefully we can master starting the engine soon. And we've begun our little mission. Now, I feel no confidence at all at the moment going through the swellies, because I've got to be sure that engine's going to start and run and do its thing before I go through there. I'm not going through there except on the main motor running nice on kerosene. So we're going to have to do some motoring tomorrow, and a little bit of messing around with this motor, shutting it down, starting it up, and that kind of thing, moving it through its petrol cycle and its kerosene cycle, making sure that we know exactly how to shut it down. One way to do it is to put it on stop. You can put it on stop so that there's no fuel at all, and empty the carburetor so that when you come to start it again, you start it on petrol and it's all clean petrol, new clean petrol going in. That's probably the best way, but then you know your engine stops when it has to stop, which might be okay for as long as you know you're coming into dock with the electric engine. So you just, when you're getting close to where you want to be, you just let that run out. Let it run out. What I did before was I turned it from kerosene onto petrol. I think that's a no-no. I think that's what killed it, because I probably ended up with a float bowl of half kerosene, half petrol. And you know, maybe that's why I wouldn't start. I don't know. You need a lot of choke. Okay, that's enough for this session, and I'm just going to upload that, I think, and make shorter videos for what I'm going to do. Thanks for watching. Yeah, we're at turn of the tide now. Turn of the tide. This would be an ideal time to go through the swellies right now. Just as the tide is turning, you can see the boats just turning on the moorings. And our battery's still full.